Joining me right now is the chairman of the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, Congressman Mike Gallagher. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What is your reaction to the Taiwanese elections? How will this play out, and what's the impact?
Well, it's a victory not only for Lai Ching-te and the Democratic Progressive Party, but really for democracy. I mean, Taiwan is one of the world's most vibrant democracies. Its success and the success of its elections really demolished the Chinese Communist Party's claim to speak for all people of Chinese heritage. It's also clear to me that the CCP's attempt to bully Taiwan, whether it's through spy balloons, sanctions, military incursions, backfired. Certainly when I was there, the people of Taiwan saw that bullying, saw what had happened to Hong Kong, and I think it revealed the CCP's true intentions, which are to destroy Taiwan's democracy. And Xi Jinping keeps telling us this plainly, and yet the Biden administration and the business community simply don't want to hear it. So it's time for us in America, inspired by Taiwan's bravery, to stand up to communist aggression. You know, when I was there and I met with the vice president, now the president-elect, he used a basketball analogy. He said, one-on-one, if it's China versus America or China versus Taiwan, China can win. But if we play as a team, if America acts like the leader of an alliance bloc, leader of the free world, there's no way we can lose. We need the courage to stand up to this increasing bullying and aggression from China before it's too late.
Yeah, but Congressman, time is running out, okay? Now we understand that the second largest owner of land, foreign owner of land, is a CCP member. The head of the Shanda Group owns 200,000 acres in Oregon, and we know that all of these Chinese nationals are coming through the open border. Why are they coming here? You can't just pick up and leave China, right? Is Xi Jinping directing them to come into America?
Well, there are a lot of people who want to get out of China just because Xi Jinping has become a dictator. Now, John Kerry may not want to call him a dictator. He says he's a major decider, but that's what he is. It's a totalitarian country, and Xi Jinping is basically acting as a dictator. So no doubt there's people seeking to flee that repressive system, and perhaps the most powerful person in China is actually the person working at the consulate at the U.S. Embassy allowing people to flee. But if I were an enemy of America trying to exploit one of our biggest weaknesses, certainly I would look at the open southern border and the porousness there and try to exploit that to create chaos. And when John Ratcliffe says that we should pay attention to something like he did in the segment you played, we should be paying more attention to it. It's why the Biden administration's fecklessness at the southern border has become such a severe national security threat. And when it comes to land purchases, this is absolutely something that we can fix in Congress right now. I have a bipartisan bill that would fix this. The time for action is now. We cannot waste the next year when it comes to legislating on critical issues like preventing CCP land purchases near military bases, preventing the outflow of U.S. capital to China to prop up their military-industrial complex. It's time to act.
Well, all really good points. The problem is Joe Biden is not acting. Why? Is he compromised? Quick break and then more with Congressman Mike Gallagher. Stay with us on Sunday Morning Futures. Congressman, a moment ago you said it is time to act, defending America and pushing back on Chinese aggression, and yet Joe Biden is not acting. Is it because he's compromised? I know that your colleague James Comer in the Oversight Committee is doing this investigation. Does that cross your desk? Should you be talking more about that as well as holding them accountable?
Well, we certainly have an intense set of investigations into the Chinese Communist Party's activities here domestically, one of which is that they exploit our weak Foreign Agent Registration Act laws in order to corrupt a variety of leaders. It seems obvious that Hunter Biden was corrupted and that the White House lied about the president's knowledge of his son's business dealings. The challenge now for me and for Comer is then to separate that from a few other things that are obvious. One is that the progressive base of the Democratic Party, which is calling the shots, simply doesn't want to do anything to provoke China and believes naively that we can work with China when it comes to controlling carbon emissions, which is a utopian leftist fantasy. The second is that Biden has just been a career politician whose judgment on foreign policy has been terrible his entire career, as former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates has said.
Yeah.
And he's also now, let's just be honest, very, very old, and he's older than the People's Republic of China. He's so old, he's not even a boomer. He's a member of the silent generation. All of that makes for the projection of weakness on the world stage, which undermines American deterrence.
Do you expect the Chinese Communist Party to interfere in our 2024 election the way John Ratcliffe has said on this program?
Well, if they wanted to do it, they certainly have a huge opportunity, because TikTok is now the dominant news platform for young Americans. TikTok is controlled by ByteDance, a Chinese company that's beholden to the Chinese Communist Party. We should ban or force the sale of TikTok.
All right, Congressman, we'll leave it